Cruise Crew live on this Friday night, and it is great to see not only so many Cruise Crew patriots, it's great to see those new names, and I'm really excited to bring you a report from boots on the ground from someone who has served time, in a good sense, with the cruise campaign. You see her in the chat roster as Natalie Texas. Natalie, welcome to PJNET's live presentation tonight. Tell us about your experience with the cruise campaign in South Carolina.
Oh gosh, Mark, thank you so much for having me, and thank you for allowing me to share my experience. I probably would get emotional about it, but for what I do during the day on a normal basis, and for me to take the time to walk away from that, to go do what I did, was more powerful than anything I've done in a long time. It was wonderful talking to the great people of South Carolina, talking to them about why I chose to do what I'm doing, and while I do what I do on a daily basis, most people wouldn't think I was stepping out of my comfort zone, but to call someone and ask them about a political party, to me, was something I would have never imagined. And to me, it was the most powerful thing I've ever done in my life. I encourage everyone to volunteer, everyone to donate. To me, as I told this one man, and his wife came the next day to volunteer and asked, "Where's Natalie from Texas?" You made my husband choose and decide on Ted Cruz.
Wow.
Based on your phone call. It was very powerful, powerful, very moving.
So walk us through the process. You go to tedcruz.org and you can find the place to sign up to work in a particular state, right now South Carolina. So what do you do? Where do you report? I mean, you just drive to South Carolina and look around, and what do they do with you? What do you walk us through what that first day was like in orientation, and then walk us through the typical day after that.
Sure. It's so organized. Everyone is so great. It's a little intimidating because you're not doing the normal thing, but you do. tedcruz.org, you volunteer, and you tell them that you'll sign up for this, and this. There's many different options. Mm-hmm. I signed up for a few different things, received an email, would you join the strike force and join us in South Carolina? I chose to fly to South Carolina and do that. Once I signed up, I received an email, and from there they ended up calling, asking me a few different things.
Okay, so they kind of checking you out?
Yeah, I mean, ask your name, confirmed a lot of different things, your birth date and all of that. Mm-hmm. And then you get your itinerary of what the day looks like. Based on my travel, I didn't check in at the hotel first. I went straight to, headquarters and walked in and said, who do I talk to about getting started and what do I do? And here I am. And there you go. So literally from 9 to 9, Monday through Friday. I think the weekends are a little bit shorter hours. We worked and we had an itinerary and we had goals to meet, and you're surrounded by literally I sat across. It's interesting. There's some pictures of some Texans. I sat across from a county judge, and next to me is a teacher, and then next to me on my right side was a 13-year-old, and listening to them, and a 16-year-old listening to them was just so powerful. And so really they teach you the phone system, and I was like, oh my gosh, I've never worked like a phone system like this in my life.
Well, tell us about the phone system.
Sure. It's so easy. It is like it's like next call. You hit next call, and then you have questions, and it's either bad number, wrong number, misdialed, bad connection.
So are you like at a computer screen and it's just guiding you through this, and you got headgear on, or
phone? No, it's just a phone. It's just a phone. You could use a headset if you wanted to use a headset, mm-hmm. or you could just use the hold the receiver. Just hold it.
Right.
You had your choice.
But on the screen, it's telling you next call, or is it printed on?
I mean, on the phone, not on a computer, just on the phone.
So they've got a special type of phone. I've got 25 years in telephony, so I've got to know.
Yeah, I would think it was kind of like a call center type.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
system.
call center software.
Yeah,
and predictive dialers, and so you didn't really have to even dial.
Nope.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
It just
So,
went-
so that's
it went
what
in
you
the book.
did is you basically worked the phones. Do they give you breaks often? Do they bring in pizza? How about a free T-shirt? Anything like that?
Yeah, you know what? It's so awesome. I mean, well, first of all, you're volunteering your time. So, and yet, my goal was, and when I shared that I was taking some time off, and yet I would still be available because I just can't walk away.
Mm-hmm.
You can go on your phone. I pulled out my tablets a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes pizza would be delivered for lunch, or a group would bring in pizza for us.
Mm-hmm.
Volunteers locally would bring in
Mm-hmm.
desserts. Dinner would be served by others, or pizza would be delivered. Or you could go out. I mean, if you needed to take a break and walk away, you walked away. There were groups in the morning. It was so wonderful. I mean, I was 2 people away from making the New York Times front page, but I don't know. Someone said, "Were you on the news?" The NBC News last night. It was national, and they were showing the call center. I don't know if I was or wasn't. I haven't looked. But you could do, bottom line is there's a goal. There's a number, as if you were in a call center that you want to meet.
Right.
And so you want to do that. That's why you're there. I didn't take this time to take my personal time to not meet my goal.
Right.
And so for what I got, I had the one lady come in one morning and goes, "Where's Natalie from Texas? You converted my husband," and she's like, everyone's cheering. I want to hug you, Natalie. Thank you so much. That was awesome, and she came to volunteer.
Wow.
But another one day I met a number where I got a signed pocketbook Constitution from Ted Cruz. Raphael came in one day, and whoever for those days did the best got a signed book from Ted Cruz. So there's all the incentives to keep you going, and yet at the end of the day, we're all here to fight for God, family, and the Constitution, and to save our country.
There you go. Well, Natalie, thanks for sharing your experience. I understand you also have some pictures. I bet you've been busy posting them around and about. But folks, we are fortunate to be briefed on the very inner sanctum of the Boots on the Ground campaign in South Carolina. Natalie, thank you so much for calling in and sharing your experience with us.
Thank you so much, Mark, and thank you for all you do for all of us.